right, hello, and welcome to another episode of How to Do Drugs. I am your host, Aaliyah Janee, and today I have the wonderful Aaron Kaplan. Hello, sir.
Hello, Aaliyah. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you still got your bracelet on from
Still
your
got my
VIP weekend?
Well, like I said, I slept all day yesterday, so I didn't really do much.
That happens sometimes. Yeah. I haven't been sleeping the greatest. I've been trying like melatonin or whatever, like gummies. And
it's just been getting me higher. I've been doing the melatonin too, and it's just like...
Well, if you stay awake, you know, I'll smoke a bowl, and I'm like, I'm actually extra stoned. But I noticed that, like, if I have to get up to go to the bathroom, sometimes it'll be like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm just up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's...
Do you get those, like, zombie highs, like... With
yeah. Like, I'm on one right now. I got, like, 3 hours of sleep because that happened, and then I just said, fuck it, got up, went to kickboxing. I had to go pick up my rental car because I'm leaving. These are my driving clothes, cross-country driving clothes.
Hey, gotta be comfortable.
Yeah, and then I decided I'm gonna take a nap. I took a hydroxy cut, you know, to get me going for kickboxing, and then I have my chai tea, and I don't drink coffee at all, and caffeine doesn't really affect me. I think it's from all the cocaine that I've done. But every once in a while, like when I take the hydroxy cut, because I don't take them that often, I'm like, whee!
I know, yeah. I've been drinking a lot of caffeine. Red Bull gives me wings.
Red Bull, I can't do Red Bull. I used to drink a lot of that with Jägermeister, the Jaeger bombs.
The Jaeger bombs, ooh, those are fun. I've never paid for one. I've drank a lot of them.
You should never have to pay for it. People should pay you to have to drink Jaeger bombs. That's
always kind of what it's been, where it's like, hey, who wants to do Jaeger bombs? And I'm like, I'm an alcoholic.
I might as well do one. One of my favorites, right. One of my favorite shots with Red Bull was called a panty dropper. It was the same concept as a Jaeger bomb, but it had 151 rum and then amaretto, so kind of like a flaming Dr. Pepper, but instead of beer, you drop it in Red Bull. And all the strippers used to drink that, so we would just be...
That's called a panty dropper.
Annihilated. And then also super fucking jacked.
I was a big vodka Red Bull guy in my... drinking days 6 months ago.
Yes. Yeah, so you are newly sober-ish.
Sober-ish, yeah.
So it's like California has their California sober, where it's like they don't drink, but they still smoke pot. I want to say you're like a New York sober, where you don't drink, but you still like to smoke pot, do cocaine and mushrooms.
Yeah. I've joked and said Hollywood sober.
Hollywood sober.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very funny thing, that whole California sober. It's like, oh yeah, like New Mexico sober is like you just do meth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still fucked up. People keep congratulating me on my sobriety, and I'll take it, but...
Yeah.
It's just not booze. You know, sometimes when they pass the bag of Coke around me, I'm like, hey, I thought you were sober. I said, hey, I quit drinking.
Yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, I don't know if I could do Coke and not
That's what a lot of people, they're like, dude, wait, you do cocaine and you don't drink?
Yeah.
You're like, you're crazy. And I was like, yeah, that's why. You want me to pass that or what?
Yeah, that's, I don't think I could do that, because a lot of times when you get too drunk, you do a bump, and then all of a sudden you're not too drunk. It's like drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. Those two go hand in hand.
Actually, I remember one of the best analogies I ever heard. I forget what the comic was. It was like Last Comic Standing, like first season, and he compared it. He said like, drinking and smoking is like, it's like shitting and pissing or something like that. Where it's like you can't drink a beer without having a cigarette. Like you can't take a shit without taking a piss. Like you can easily take a piss without taking a shit, like having a cigarette without needing a drink.
Correct. Yeah.
But the other way.
No. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
It's possible, but it's hard.
Yeah. Another thing, I'm like, yeah, you can't go poop without going pee because everything like is coming. Yeah. That's hilarious. Perfect analogy.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Like it's. I feel like it's possible, but it's fucking difficult. Try to do number 2 before number 1.
Yeah, I don't think unless like it's diarrhea.
Yes.
And then they're both.
Then everything is just coming out.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, it's just number 3 at that point.
Yeah, you call it number 3.
Yeah, it's just you're adding 1 and 2.
So what made you decide to quit drinking?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Like, I mean, my mother was a pretty heavy alcoholic. It ended up killing her. Like, she had 2 liver transplants.
Jesus, I didn't even know you could have 2 transplants.
Yeah, I know. Well, like, you can't have 3. That's a...
They cut you off at 3. Where were they finding these livers?
Motorcycle accidents, I'm guessing.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, you know, let's say what's the old adage, doctors call people who ride motorcycles organ donors.
Yeah, that's true. My uncle, he rides a motorcycle, and he said that if he ever dies and it's not on his bike, that his friends have to put his dead body on his bike in back of a pickup truck and then speed up and then dump the bike in him so it looks like he died on his motorcycle. And he is 100% fucking serious.
I feel like that is asking a lot from your friends.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm not going to do that.
He was in a biker gang, though, so they would absolutely...
They would probably do that.
They would absolutely, yeah. It's a code thing or whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, but my mother, she was like... It was funny. I've been wanting to quit for years.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. It's like, you're always around, especially with comedy.
Yeah, always in bars and stuff.
Nightlife, and I was like, yeah, that's... My favorite life is nightlife, so...
Right. What about, like, were you able to just, like, go out and have, like, one beer, like, at a show? Or it's, like, were you, like, a binge drinker? Or was it, like, every
Well, it always starts
day?
with one beer. It was mostly every day. And it's like, you know, you try to do one beer, but it's like, you finish that, and then you're like, well, I'm just hanging out, not drinking.
Yeah, so it's like, why... I think a lot of times, too, especially with comics, because a lot of us are anxious and, like, socially... awkward, that it's like if we're sitting in a bar and we're not drinking, it's like, why are we here? Why is everyone staring at me? Even though a lot of comics are totally sober.
Totally sober. That was a really big thing where I was like, I saw all the comics who like used to drink in the program, whatever, and I was just like, wow, it's like like all the greats.
Mm-hmm.
And
Attell, Norton,
yeah, Colin Quinn, like all the guys, like, and you know, it's just something. Was I funny? Am I funny without it? That was a big thing. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, it's my mind.
Yeah.
It's not the alcohol that's writing this shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, fuck these people. Like, I don't need to be drunk to fucking do that. You know, you just get sloppy, too. And it's
you do get a little sloppy.
Yeah.
You forget things. I mean, I forget things in general as it is.
Well, I mean, the marijuana doesn't help with...
Yeah. That and the ADHD where all of a sudden I'll be in mid-sentence and be like, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, that's always a hard thing to do.
But it's also so fucking expensive.
It can be very, like...
When I first quit, I was just like, wow, this money's still here. It's like, why is this money still here? Holy shit. Was it that bad?
Yeah, you do end up saving a ridiculous... Like, I've noticed I don't really have to pay for... obviously, I'm a woman, so...
Oh, my mother used to always do that. She was like, weed cost how much? I've never spent money on weed. I was like, fuck you.
Right? Yeah. But there's a lot of times, too, where it's like, dudes are... people in general, they're like, oh, you're probably so used to people buying you stuff. It's like, I purposely buy my own stuff so I don't have to feel obligated to talk to some random dude.
Well, that's also the thing, too. It's like, you don't want, like, I don't owe you shit. If you don't fucking take it, then because they have that mentality of like, oh, well, I bought you a drink.
Yeah.
I got you dinner. I did this. And it's like, listen, that's on you, bro.
Yeah, I've literally, like, I'm like, how much was dinner? Like, here you go, here's half. Literally go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, you don't fucking, you gotta be careful. Don't owe shit to nobody.
Yeah.
They'll fucking hold that over your head. A
lot of times, yeah, especially men at bars. Like, I have definitely scammed dudes out of drinks, especially when I was younger in my 20s. 100% me and my girls would sit there and talk, and then at the end of the night, when they think they're going to get some, we fucking bail.
Yeah, why not? You got it. Oh, my God, I got a call.
Gotta go.
Yeah, Grandpa died.
Yeah, but there was no social media, you know what I mean? Except for maybe MySpace, hot or not.
Yeah,
nobody was checking it like that to be like, does she remember me?
That's the thing. I kind of wish I grew up in that no social media.
I think it helped a lot with getting to understand people more. Like, I could definitely, like, read people's I mean, I'm really good at that regardless, but, like, just having social skills, understanding social cues, like, understanding when you're not wanted around, or, you know, or, like, when a group of people are trying to leave.
Having the phone is a great thing of, like, just being like, all right, oh, I gotta... That's your way out.
It does help with a lot of things. Be like, oh, sorry, but that's also like another addiction. We've talked about it on this show, and another clutch.
Oh, dude, that's probably my worst addiction right now is social media.
Yeah,
like, I can't go without it. Like, it's, you know, I just post and see who did they like it.
Who liked it?
I feel like before social media, there's a lot of like more here. You'll hear those stories of somebody leaving to go get a pack of cigarettes and never comes back.
And then never.
It's like they'll start a family 2 miles away.
Oh.
Like, you don't fucking, it's like, oh, there's Pops so Facebook. You can figure out exactly where he is.
Yeah, I have learned over time, especially with stalkers and stuff, to like not post. Like I have like my close friends group, and that's where I post stuff like my kickboxing or what books I'm reading and that kind of stuff.
I got to learn how to be better with the who could see what.
Oh, I can show you how to do that on Instagram.
I feel like I know how to do it, but also on Facebook, like, I don't know, I'll post...
Well, Facebook is a pain in the ass, because I've noticed that every time they do some type of update, all of a sudden, all my super private posts are just meant... I only have, like, 263 people. From people from my parents, you know, to, like, high school friends, and, like, very few comics. But once they do, like, some type of crazy update, all of a sudden, all my posts are public, and I'm like... No, fuck you.
That, yeah.
Like, I had to delete my... Like, I was one of the first people to have Facebook. Like, I was invited by my friend who was in college.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I'm that old. I'm that old. And, like...
You're a Facebook OG.
One of those updates, also, like, all my photos and stuff, and I was just like, yo, I fucking snapped, and they're like, oh, you just have to go through... I'm like, I'm not going through over hundreds of photos.
Well, I remember what was it, like a couple months ago when Facebook shut down, and I was like, oh man, this is crazy.
Oh yeah, when they had their little...
And then I thought, I was like, oh no, all my pictures, all my memories. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, and I do like that they have that, like, Facebook memory thing. I mean, sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't need to see that, but sometimes it's great. A lot of times it's just pictures of my dogs.
It was great. I saw a Facebook memory from the other day where it was just like, why do I only want to quit drinking when I'm drunk?
Yeah.
I did it.
That's actually true. There's been a couple of times when I've been drunk and I'm like,
why do I do this?
I'm like, I shouldn't be this wasted at this. I'm like, it's a Tuesday at 3 p.m.
But that's the best time to get drunk.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of day drinking.
Day drinking. It's like, what else are you going to do during the day?
Especially if you ain't got no job or your job's at night, you know.
It's the only time I slept at a decent time.
It's just day drinking. Now I've noticed, like right when quarantine started like loosening up and stuff, I was a mess because I was still used to just being here and drinking and or like going out, you know, to parks and shit like that. So it took me a while to get back to where I'd only like drink one beer or not drink at all at shows.
Yeah.
So like last Thursday I was out. I had one ginger beer, but that's not beer. I had all water drink, and I was wondering. I'm like, I drank too much water. Like I was going pee every 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is annoying. But I was completely sober. I'm like, that's when it clicked. I'm like, oh my god, I'm back.
It's you get very more hydrated now that I'm not. People keep telling me how good I look, which
well, because it like
at first it was like
sucks
nice.
The life out of you.
Yeah, at first it was nice, and now I'm like, how bad did I look?
Well, like your eyes get sunken in, you know, especially if you're not sleeping well, and just like a dehydrated kind of like lotion isn't gonna help. Like you need to get internal.
I noticed it's like I've lost all like the weird chub in the face.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. You do lose a lot of weight.
It's hard to work out the face.
I think they have some exercises. I don't know how like...
Yeah, I feel like there's like a machine that just like...
shakes it. You do like weird jaw...
You just like talk all the fucking
things
time.
Or whatever. Yeah, when I moved out of Wisconsin and when I moved to Florida and I couldn't drink the way I drank in Wisconsin, it took about 2 months for me to lose 30 pounds without even working out. I just instantly lost 30 pounds. I was like, holy shit. Because I drank like flavored vodka and Sprite.
Just sugar.
And then just sugar on top of the alcohol. I mean, I still love a lot of sugar, but...
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny too, also quitting drinking. I know a lot of people to asking me, because I know other friends who have quit and they've become like sugar fiends.
Yeah, well, because your brain it's like your brain is never not going to be an addict's brain. Yeah. So a lot of times it will just transfer one addiction for another. Some may be healthy and some may not. It is one of those things where it's like, oh, you have to kind of like regulate your sugar intake.
I was big with like energy drinks. I was experimenting with the Bang energy drinks. They're like 300 milligrams per can.
Jesus, is that even legal? That's like the Four Loko of energy drinks.
No, it's legal. They have weird flavors like unicorn cake or fucking. I was like, what the fuck is this? But they were giving me. I was like, hey, it's a buzz. It's something. To the point where I was like, I thought I was having a heart attack. I started feeling tightness in my chest.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
You're a hard kid.
I went to urgent care. I was like, oh no, this is bad.
Shit.
Well, because you don't fuck around. If it's like heart shit, like heart or head, you go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Other shit, it's like, I'll wait and see.
I normally call my mom, who's a nurse.
Yeah, no, I was like, it was my buddy's birthday, and we were waiting for cocaine, and I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't tonight. Like, this is... But I did go to the doctor, and they told me I bruised my sternum. And I was like, how? And then I realized all those energy drinks were hyping me up, and I was doing that. Yeah, don't, Bang energy drink and AC/DC, don't mix.
That's crazy that your heart was going that hard where you...
Yeah, it was a pre-existing condition. I'm just stupid.
You poor thing. I read this book where it said that for heart attacks that men actually have like where their left arm gets like numb or, you know, pins and needles and their heart hurts, and women have completely different symptoms, but they don't really know because no one ever tests. They're just like, oh, this is what happens. But women have we have completely different, like normally we're short of breath and maybe we'll pass out. But yeah, our symptoms are completely different, but everyone just assumes that's like your arm
too, because there's the other energy drink, C4, and they have, I know, they sound dangerous. Yeah. Honestly, with the Bang energy drink, I was at an open mic and somebody came up to me because there's like also like creatine in that shit.
Oh, that's like the muscle building stuff,
so.
right?
I don't know. I'm no scientist. But somebody came up, they're like, you know, those things are good for you. And I was like, because the creatine. I was like, dude, there's a warning label on the side of the can. This is not good for me. That's
like saying cocaine cut with vitamin B is healthy.
I was waiting for Cuomo to fucking give us medicinal cocaine after doing all that shit.
After drinking so much?
Well, he just kept giving us everything after, like, every time we found out he molested somebody.
Yeah, we started getting more and more
forget
stuff.
about it. Here's weed.
Yeah. Smoke this. It'll be okay.
No more cuddles. Here's this. So it's like, come on, medicinal cocaine. I need this.
I think that may be a long ways away. Definitely, I think they're definitely working, obviously, on mushrooms and acid, and
I'm loving the mushrooms,
and you know, Molly or MDMA.
Yeah.
Because all that stuff, a lot of it was created, obviously not the mushrooms, to help with the, mental illnesses. Well, it's like, we get to use it for what it was fucking for.
Yeah, MDMA, I know that started as a couples drug for couples therapy.
Mm-hmm. And people who are like terminally ill.
Yeah. I mean, mushrooms, I've been doing that a lot after quitting, like microdosing.
It helps out a ton.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Did today. I feel so good. You're like not high.
You see, people are always like, don't you see, like trails
people
or whatever.
People are fucking stupid.
People are kind of dumb. Well, it's because they don't know. It's like, just educate yourself. Yeah. Because, like, I've microdosed, and sometimes it does feel like maybe having, like, one or two drinks or something like that.
Yeah.
Having, a couple of drinks where you're just like that, it's very euphoric. But you could focus more on stuff.
I kind of liken it to, like, you're just, like, kind of turning the brightness up.
Yeah, and it does, actually, because your pupils are obviously dilated.
Yeah, well, something like, it's like fixing the saturation. It's like just, fixing these settings on your TV. And you're like, oh, this is great.
You're just fixing the settings in your brain as well.
Yeah, but you got to be careful because then you have too much of it.
And then all of a sudden you're tripping, and it's Wednesday at 3 p.m.
And people are trying to talk to you, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
I don't know. I don't know if I could do comedy, like, tripping. Like, maybe microdosing. I've definitely tried cocaine and comedy a couple of times. Not recommended.
That's, it's not the best.
Yeah.
You need comedy, too, like...
Yeah, I definitely can't get too stoned before a show.
Yeah.
One, cotton mouth is a huge factor where you're just like... And then you hear it.
Yeah, you get
so sorry.
Your throat, you hear your own voice and the...
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always have a problem. I'm trying to get my voice even good for this because I can't listen to myself afterwards. I always feel like
editing is
voice.
The worst for me. Yeah, because I hate it. It was like, people are like, wait, you don't watch your own porn? I'm like, oh my god, no, I can never.
Well, I mean, why would you want to watch?
Like, it's weird. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not a narcissist. I'm suicidal. That's impossible to be a narcissist.
I could watch myself, like, in a mirror during it, but not afterwards.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, once
that'd be
it's
funny
out.
If, like, you critique, like, your porn like you do in stand-up, where it's like, oh, yeah, I should have Gotta keep that. That's good. Don't do that ever again.
Well, that's like when I was in porn, I kind of did, especially for like the solo scenes, like the masturbation scenes, because those were always like the most awkward.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize that. It's like, oh, you're masturbating. It's like, yeah, but normally you're by yourself.
Yeah,
When
like,
you do that.
Do you masturbate? Like, there's people. And
yeah.
It's not just...
And none of us, and no female masturbates the way that she does personally. At all.
It's weird, too. It's like, I've had girls be like, oh, talk dirty to me. And I'm like, I don't do that. Yeah.
Dirty laundry.
Yeah, I'm filthy. Yeah, you like my penis? I don't know how to do that fucking shit. I'm awkward. I make jokes during sex, and then they don't want to have sex with me ever again. I had a girlfriend once. I told myself not to do this because she was vegan, but she would swallow. And I always wanted to be like, wait a second.
You just swallowed an entire planet.
You said no living things.
Technically, yeah. I mean,
but I didn't say anything because I liked it when she did that.
Well, yeah. You don't want her to
Don't ruin a good thing.
Yeah, I've swallowed entire universes.
Yeah.
I have killed more unborn babies than God.
Oh, yeah, no, I have just generations of kin in my fucking blankets and sheets.
all your children.
All my children, yeah. My daughters and sons.
Or theys.
I sleep with them every night.
Oh my God, wash your sheets. Yeah.
I know. I do. I do. Actually, sometimes I just buy new sheets.
I've never done that, but I definitely, when I used to waitress, I'd just go buy a new white button-up.
I did that during the quarantine, like when they were just giving me money. And I was like...
Eating lobster and shit like the rest of the people?
I was not eating lobster only because I don't really like seafood.
That's fair.
Yeah, I got cocaine.
So much cocaine. I mean, I didn't even get money from the government, and I was doing ridiculous
amount of cocaine.
I
was like, I can afford cocaine. I was like, then I'm doing cocaine by myself in a dirty room, not even cleaning it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's bad.
Just looking at everything like, oh, fuck. I really got to do something about that.
Yeah, growing up...
Pacing in, like, the one place where there's no laundry.
Growing up in Wisconsin, like, I would never drink at home alone, because that means, like, you have a serious problem. Yeah. But then over quarantine, I'm like, well... Everyone's doing it, but I've definitely never done drugs at home. Like, I'd be tripping here. Like, I had DMT for a while. I was just fucking smoking DMT by myself. I'm like, I love quarantine.
Well, I feel like DMT is cool because it's, like, short.
Yeah, it's only, like, 15, 20 minutes.
Like, I could imagine, like, doing acid and just being, like, fucking 15 hours by myself.
Oh, no, I've definitely... Well, normally I would have friends or, have someone over. But I took some acid and then smoked DMT, too, because...
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
I like to mix.
I remember my sister had a friend when we lived in Massachusetts, and he was talking about doing, he would do crack and DMT.
Okay.
He would call it creamsters. He's like, yeah, we smoke creamsters, bro. And I was like...
Why creamsters? That's such a weird...
Crack and DMT. Well, they call it DMT Deemsters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you call it creamsters. I was like, what's that like? It's like going to the fucking moon. He's dead now. Not because of that, but other reasons. Like...
Obviously, yeah. I mean, I've smoked crack a couple of times and DMT, but yeah, I would never think to
I've never
mix
smoked
those.
Crack. I heard, I saw some wrestler, he came out with a book recently, and he compared it to, he said it's like whippets. It's like eating wasabi and doing whippets at the same time.
I don't like wasabi, but I have done whippets.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like spicy.
I like whippets too, yeah.
Whippets are great, yeah. I definitely, my cracker broke on New Year's. Finally, like, the little pin broke. I still have some cartridges.
No, I would have brought my little.
Your little, yeah. I'm like,
thingy.
But I'm not buying another cracker. I'm like, I am 43 years old.
Yeah, no, we should be doing this.
I should not be doing.
Listen, we're
whippets.
growing up. You got to get a tank. Philly style.
I definitely. Oh God, yeah. During the raver days in Chicago, just the whole fucking thing and the big ass balloons. Like, I never liked the punching. The punching bag balloons that you would get because those.
They're a lot.
Yeah, but they
That's
had...
usually when you see people like fish out and shit.
So funny.
It's
I mean,
so
not funny, but also hilarious.
Also hilarious, yeah. No, it's like the same thing as like somebody watching somebody fall down the stairs. You're like, oh, you're okay?
Yeah, and then you
that's
laugh.
Funny,
and then you laugh.
Well, I remember I went to a festival, I think it was Gathering of the Vibes, in like 2009, and, well, there was a story about like somebody, the Nitrous guys killed a guy.
Oh.
I remember that story going around, and then the story got all telephone, and then they're like, there was a dead baby too, and I'm like, I'm on acid the whole fucking time. Oh,
why would they kill a baby?
Yeah, what did the baby do? Was he selling balloons too? Like,
right.
The Nitrous Mafia. But then these kids were like just doing their balloons, and they were like, "They're about the baby."
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I don't know about the baby. But then one kid fucking fell out, and I'm like, and he's just like on the floor, and then the other kid is just there like, and he starts laughing, and then he falls out, and then it's just two guys next to me just shaking on the floor, and I'm just like, I gotta
right,
go.
like,
step over. See you
do.
guys at Primus tonight.
I did notice that the people with the tanks, it was kind of like, that's actually a good analogy, the fucking...
Well, that's what they call them, the Nitrous Mafia.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no, apparently the body that he apparently had big, like, fucking burns all over his fucking, because they beat him with a tank.
Jesus.
Those guys don't fuck around. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, drug dealers in general, but yeah, the people
Philly
with the
motherfuckers too. Just that shit.
I've definitely seen some kids basically almost get murdered at some Chicago race, but normally it was for selling bunky. Yeah. That's why I never...
I mean, I've seen motherfuckers get beat up at shows for selling oxys.
Okay.
Yeah. The guys fucking beat the shit out of him. Was like, fucking, you kill my friend, motherfucker. Like,
oh,
you don't sell that shit. You're a fucking death dealer, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird with, like, it's cocaine. I love cocaine, but it's scary.
Yeah.
The fence shit, all this fence shit, like, you know.
I mean, both my coke dealers buy fentanyl strips.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to kill your customers.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's like, shit. It's like...
We were talking about that. Yeah, we mentioned this a bunch. It's like, especially with cocaine, like, I can understand putting a little bit in some heroin for, you know, that extra fucking kick or whatever. But cocaine, I'm like, those are two completely different drugs.
Somebody said there's, like, fent in certain weed now.
Yeah, like laced with that. I remember, I never smoked weed with it, but I've smoked a joint that was dipped in embalming fluid.
Oh yeah, those are dippies. That's old school New York. That's Lower East Side.
No wonder I can't remember anything.
That's Lower East Side shit, man. Dippies and fried chicken, man. That's
Dippies and fried chicken.
I always felt like, PCP, like dippies, angel dust, like that feels like an East Coast shit, like crystal meth. Is like a very West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't hear about people in LA smoking PCP. Or...
No, my uncle, he had told me a story about how like some of his brothers or whatever played a trick on him, and he went in the bathroom to do a line of coke, and it was like, I guess
gotcha.
I guess it was like heroin and PCP mixed together or something like that, and then all of a sudden he's
how
like,
do you feel? Like you're fucking dick.
Insane. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that's when they decided to nickname him Chuckles, because like, well, he had said, because I asked him, like, why do they call you Chuckles? And he just, because he has like this great laugh, and then one of his buddies is like, oh, because when he used to beat up people, he used to laugh when he would beat up people.
Oh, like the Joker.
Yeah. Except for, like, a real life, and I'm related to him.
That's great.
And I'm like, it's so funny, because people are, like, legitimately terrified of, like, my dad and my uncle, and I would tell them to fuck off and, like...
Well, I mean, I've heard stories from you.
Yeah. yeah. Where I'm like, fuck these guys, I'm not afraid of you as I'm looking up. Fuck you, uncle.
Well, it's like, it's funny. Like, I mean, I hang out with deathmatch wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's like my buddy Christian, like, best friend in the world, love him so much. And, but yeah, he could fucking kill somebody if he really chose to.
Yeah, it's not...
But he's just a big old fucking teddy bear to me.
Right, yeah. Like, this is my friend.
That's my friend, yeah.
I'm like, this is my dad.
Oh, he's one of the most violent motherfuckers ever.
Yeah, with certain people, yeah, I guess.
I've seen him fucking bleed a shit ton this weekend. He's really good at bleeding.
With the deathmatch stuff, how does Do they take a lot of drugs? Because it's similar to regular WWE wrestling, or...
I mean, it depends on the guy. Like, well, it's not WWE wrestling because they don't use, like, it's a lot bloodier. It's very, very
do they
bloody.
use, like barbed wire, like more
barbed
weapons,
wire,
I guess?
glass, thumbtacks.
Jesus.
Like, there's also, there's a lot of fucking Gusset Plates, which I hate.
I don't know what those are.
So they're like these little square, like, they're basically used to hold roofs together.
Okay. Like the shingles? Like the thing to hold shingles together?
Yeah, they're like super sharp and they're like sticking there, guys. Oh my god.
Do they throw them like throwing stars?
No, they put them on like the thing and they just... My friend will put him like on his head and just headbutt the motherfucker. Yeah, it's horrifying. You just get... Yeah, they did one with this weekend. He had a 2x4 where they glued it to the 2x4 and the guy was just bashing with the arm.
Oh my god. So those guys...
But it's all for fun.
Yeah.
It's all for fun.
It's funsies. It's good American fun. Those guys have to take a lot of pain pills, I would think.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the pain pills. I know I do cocaine with them. Some of those guys smoke a shit ton of weed.
Yeah. That does help.
Not my guy. He doesn't like weed. It freaks him out. He's like he's a drinker.
Got it. Yeah, there's some people can't smoke weed.
Yeah, I just hang out with him. I vicariously live through him when he just gets blackout drunk every night. And then we end up like winding up at some weird party.
A weird party while you're doing blow and he's
and I'm just watching him get drunker and drunker. It's a good time.
I'm excited to go back to Wisconsin, but I also have like a bunch of friends coming to shows.
Yeah, you're opening up for Foley, right?
Huh? I did. That was in September. I'm opening up for Big J.
Oh, Big J, yeah.
Yeah, Big J Okerson. Actually, this episode will be out Thursday. So today, Friday, and Saturday, I'll be at the Milwaukee Improv opening for Big J Okerson.
See, Foley always blew my mind because he never did any drugs. He was
he was on the podcast and he talked a little bit about like how like he ate an edible once and then one time he confused. Well, he thought it was a weight loss thing, but it turned out to be like GHB.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, he doesn't. But he doesn't.
Well, that's what
smoke.
the wrestlers used to fuck with, the GHB shit.
Yeah. Because it does, it's like a male enhancing hormone thing or whatever. I completely forgot. But the gay men love it. Gay men love it. Like it helps with testosterone or something like that. Gay men
love to get fucked up.
Gay men love drugs.
They love
drugs and fucking.
I feel like that's why we always end up at a weird gay party.
Because they always have the best drugs.
My buddy went up to these gay guys. He was like, "Hey, you guys." It was so funny. He goes, "All right, guys, I'm not gay." Like, he opened it up. "I'm not gay. Just looking for some drugs." And they're like, "Why'd you have to preface it with you're not gay?" He's like, "I just didn't want to give you guys the wrong idea."
Impression.
And we're like, "Dude, we don't want to fuck you." And he goes, "Yeah, you don't want to fuck me. Okay." Where's the drugs? I love the confidence. I love the...
Well, sometimes when straight guys are like I'm straight, it's just like, oh, you're not really 100% straight then. Like, you're questioning it a little bit.
Who's 100% straight nowadays?
Nobody has ever been 100%.
Yeah.
No, but like, even just a little bit, it'd be like, I'll try it. You know what I mean?
I've had I grew up in New York, very homophobic friends. I still have homophobic friends.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, you go to a movie with a dude? That's gay. I was like, I'm not sucking his fucking dick.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you kind of want a dick in your mouth.
Yeah, he's not really like, oh, I'm not gay. Like,
I hate dick.
I hate it.
Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah. I don't even fucking touch my own dick when I piss. So, that's why it's all over the seat.
And that's why it's everywhere. You smell like a urinal. But I'm worried because, like, all my friends that still live in Wisconsin, they still drink like they still live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And the last...
Well, it's cheap. It's cheap to get drunk out there.
It is. Literally everything is cheap. I could feel like I could buy the city of Milwaukee every time I go there. I'm just like, I buy all my friends' stuff. I'm like, this is normal. I forgot. I would be so rich if I lived in Wisconsin.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, I lived in Western Massachusetts, and that was...
Was it cheaper or expensive?
At one point, I lived in a barn for $125 a month.
Oh, my God.
It was huge. It was like a loft.
Nice.
Yeah, except, like, couldn't be there in the wintertime, and it was rough. The bathroom was in the main house. So, like,
oh, so you had to, like, go...
I had a cup for
But, yeah, no, I had to shit. I mean, I wasn't going to shit in the cup.
Yeah, no, that'd be weird.
But I'd piss in the cup, you know. I drank a lot, so I wasn't going to keep running into the main house.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
We had like a football field-sized yard that was like for sale for the longest time. It was an old place. It was a very weird place. It was like one of the oldest houses in Hadley.
Oh, that's weird. But like, also, you were living in a barn.
In a barn, yeah. We had shows. Like, we had an art studio downstairs. At one point, it was like a record store downstairs. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I had a swing. Yeah, my buddy helped me move in, and he gave me a swing. I was like, "What the fuck am I gonna do with a swing?"
Like one of those ones that you connect to a tree, or
yeah, like a playground swing.
Oh, okay, like a little.
Yeah, like one of those. People used to always ask, they're like, a sex swing? And I was like, I mean, I fucked on it, but not necessarily a sex swing. Can't be used as such.
Anything could be used as a sex thing.
You just gotta fuck on it. It's like, is that a sex table? It's like, yeah,
it is now. Yeah.
Just one of those casting couches.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It has been. Don't worry, I have couch condoms.
It's okay.
That's true. You sleep in your own children.
I took the train here. This is cleaner than the train.
Yeah, everything is cleaner than the train.
I didn't think New York was gonna take as hard of a hit with the COVID, because I felt like we all had built up immunities just from being gross.
Right, the trains.
We just touched the trains.
Yeah.
And then we eat pizza and hot dogs. And everything.
When I first moved here, I assumed that I was gonna have a cold or the flu, because I haven't been sick in like 13 years. And moving from Wisconsin to Florida, then Florida to California, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have seasons again, weather. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna get sick. And then doing comedy with the fucking microphones, no. But I was a stripper, so it's like I've had dollar bills in my mouth and just like anything, because like even touching stuff, you know, it seeps into your skin. Yeah. I'm like, strippers and cockroaches will outlive everybody.
You should.
That's why I still haven't gotten COVID. I mean, I guess I read that study where they also said that.
Cher wasn't a stripper. She just dressed like one, right?
Yeah.
I remember that. What was that video for? Turn Back Time?
Oh, yeah, with the leather butt thing.
She was just wearing the leather V.
And people freaked out about it because it was still like... Yeah. Like, guys could get away with that still, but yeah, because it was
like... a bunch of horny sailors.
Was it mid-90s when that song came out?
I always felt like it was like late 80s. I don't know. I'm like 87. I watched a lot of VH1, though, growing up.
Yeah, no, I want to say that was a 90s song, or at least the video.
If I could turn back time. It was just like those fucking horny sailors, just like, yeah.
If I could find a way. Fucking Cher.
Fuck yeah, Cher. She's a good follow on Twitter, too.
She's actually kind of clever.
Yeah. She's funny.
I miss Carrie Fisher.
Oh my God, Carrie Fisher.
Because she'd do all these emojis.
She's with the cocaine gods now.
She really is. R.I.P. girl.
R.I.P. We miss you, Leia.
She was the best. Who was one of your favorite comics that died of a drug overdose?
That died of a drug overdose? Mitch Hedberg. Mitch Hedberg was the first comedy show I ever saw live.
Oh, I would have loved to see him live. He's actually, I have one of his CDs. I think I have a Dane Cook CD.
I have a Dane Cook CD. I mean, Dane Cook.
And
people should have Dane Cook, but if you were a certain age, it's one of the reasons why you like comedy. Why you like stand-up.
Yep, Shorty's watching Shorties. He was always on there, and like his jokes were great for those cartoons.
That first Comedy Central half hour, amazing. Like fucking watch it. Him and Hedberg and Pablo Francisco.
Yeah.
Those were like the three best Comedy Central presents when I was a kid. I would watch them anytime they aired. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Dane Cook, and then what was the first record, Harmful If Swallowed? Like I had that.
I don't remember. I don't know. They're over there, but yeah, I think I have a couple Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, Hedberg. Yeah, no, I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
I used to too. Yeah, he was great. Yeah, he died. That was heroin, right?
Heroin, yeah.
Which is sad.
I remember I was applying for college. If somebody called me up and told me about it.
That's what he died because he was a New York kid, right?
No, I think he's a Florida guy.
No, but he lived here in New York, right?
Every comic has lived in New York at one point.
If you want to actually make it, you have to pay
it's
your
like
dues
crazy.
in New
There's
York.
you'll spend a little time here. Like
you gotta. I agree with that.
I feel like he was always more of a road dog. Cause I know him and Stanhope were boys. And I don't think Stanhope ever lived here. Maybe, probably. at some point.
That's actually a good question. We can ask him. I'll ask him.
Ask Dougie.
Did you? I'm supposed to do acid with Doug Stanhope.
Lucky you.
I'm very excited. Man. Yeah, this is supposed to be like, he was one of the first guests.
Yeah, he's one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah, Stanhope.
I met him like once.
Yeah.
Like, I was still doing comedy, but I was at a show. I was a fan.
Yeah. There's certain people that I love to watch, but then it happens sometimes when, like, our comedy is similar. Yeah. That I can't watch.
Yeah, because then you come back, you have their cadence, you just sound.
Yeah, and then I'm like, or like we have similar bits. Like I love Dan Soder, but there's like a bunch of bits that I have that are so similar to his. There's even one exactly the same, and I'm like, I can't listen to you.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, because you'll do it so subconsciously too.
Yeah, like 6 months later down the line, it'd be like, oh, this joke or vice versa.
I remember thinking I wrote a great joke, and it was a Hedberg joke, where it was like, what was it? My family likes to say that I use alcohol as a crutch, which I think is stupid because crutches help you walk.
Right. I had a similar one about Mitch Hedberg where I was like, I wish I had enough money to do drugs on a Tuesday. I mean, I still do. I just wish I had more money. And then someone's like, Hedberg. I'm like, God damn it.
That was the great thing at that show. I remember it was the first time I saw. Well, it was the first time I went to a comedy show. But the first time, like, they were yelling jokes that they wanted him to do.
Like their favorite song at a concert.
Yeah, this guy was just like, do the Dufresnes.
The Dufresnes is such a
good one. He did the joke, and then the guy was like, you did it better on Conan. And he was like, fuck you, bro. I did that on Letterman, man.
Yeah, that is funny when people, because I have, like, my cream pie joke, and people are like, are you going to do your cream pie joke? And like, I'm like, that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I have like my Hulk Hogan bit that people like.
Yeah, well, you do, like, you're great. Like, your Rodney Dangerfield is fucking amazing. Yeah. And your Hulk Hogan is really good, too.
Well, yeah, no, the Rodney Dangerfield I love Rodney.
Yeah.
Like, he's the best. But, yeah, I do Rodney the way I wish Rodney was, where he got respect.
Yeah.
Guy deserved a little respect.
He really did.
Yeah. No, it's very funny. I've been watching a lot of him on Carson.
Okay.
Which is great. But
old Carson, yeah.
Yeah. But it's so funny, too, how, because nowadays a lot of comics, it's like your life, and people want to know that. And if you listen to Rodney's comedy, his life sucked.
Oh, yeah, growing up and stuff
you're just
like
that. Why are you guys applauding?
And now everyone's like, oh, the trauma. Yes, we've all been through.
Hey, I tell you, what do you always open up with? Hey, things are good now, but last week things were rough. They were rough, I tell you. And I loved how he would go to the couch and Johnny would talk to him like a conversation, but he's like, oh, yeah, so I hear you went to the doctor. Yeah, I went to the doctor recently. It's just for you to get to the jokes. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, some people can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Which sometimes can be real annoying.
Well, you shouldn't turn it off when you're on camera. Like, that's the whole point. Turn it off when there's no... If that red light's off, man, fucking... Hey, you're a person.
You're a regular person. Yeah, some people...
but when that red light's on, you gotta...
You're on.
You're on, baby.
Everyone is on.
It's your time to shine.
Where can people find you on social media?
I mostly do Instagram. It's Aaron Cap Comedy.
Spelled with a K.
K-A-P. Aaron, A-A-R-O-N, K-A-P, Comedy. And Facebook, but I probably won't accept your friend request unless I know you. And Twitter, which I fucking hate Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think you're on Twitter. I follow you on Twitter, right?
I am on Twitter, but I don't really use it. Like, I usually just watch...
I love fucking Twitter.
I watch old WCW clips on Twitter. It's funny.
Twitter has always been my first love.
But I'm like, what is it? ACatman87 on Twitter. You could be my 400th something follower. I hate Twitter because Twitter will just give you notifications that people saw your shit.
Yeah,
Nobody liked it. Nobody did anything. It's just like, 40 people saw that you did this.
Oh, I have that. I didn't know that they do. I have like I have all notifications turned off. Like I actually have to go in.
You actually have fans.
Okay, yeah. It could be a lot. But yeah, sometimes on some of my other accounts that aren't as active, they're like, so-and-so tweeted this. I'm like, I don't even follow them because I can't stand the little red bubbles. No, so, like, I have to get them away.
I like the little red bubbles because it makes you feel wanted.
Wanted.
Yeah,
for some people.
That's the serotonin.
For me, it's more of,
when you have
I get anxiety. Yeah.
I have friends who have, like, huge followings.
Yeah.
Online. I remember one time a fucking... dude opened up his phone by me. I'm like, are you just doing that to show off? and it said like 100 plus. And he goes, I don't look at that shit.
Yeah, like if I don't look at it for a while, but we're always fucking looking at it. Always.
I see 10, I'm like, ooh. And then it's just like, this person invited you to this. These people posted on the New York comedy group. And I'm like, oh, great, another show I'm not booked on and not going to.
Right. Okay, well, you can find me, Aaliyah Janine, on Twitter, the Aaliyah Janine on Twitter, Aaliyah.Janine on Instagram. Obviously, this wonderful podcast, How to Do Drugs Pod, on Twitter and Instagram. Please rate and subscribe to this awesome show if you like it. Even if you don't like it, please tell me that you like it, so my mom will be proud of me.
Oh, she is.
That look. You can find this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, now on iHeartRadio, and pretty much everywhere else you can find podcasts. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye.